Hey guys, welcome back to Ask Snes. Hope everybody's doing well. So here we go, brand new episode, and yeah, can't even remember when I made the last one. It's been a few months since my Ask Snes videos, so apologies to anybody who enjoys these videos for not making any new ones. But I'm back now, got a brand new episode, got some new questions from people, so hopefully you'll enjoy this, guys. Now, I've picked out a couple of questions from the questions that were asked, so thank you very much first of all to everyone who asked me a question. The only questions I don't pick are usually questions that have either been answered previously in other videos, and of course if you want to see the other videos there is a playlist on my channel, so check that out. Also, I just don't pick questions that I don't feel I can give a decent answer to, because these videos need to at least be a slightly bit entertaining if possible, so you know, I want them to be watchable. Nothing worse than not being able to answer a question just umming and ahhing. Anyway guys, so without further ado, let's crack on. Got a few questions to go through. So first set of questions are from Stroopwaffle, a long time question asker, and his first question: what games are you looking forward to this fall? So there's about 5 that I can think of that I really want to get. Problem is, most of them, because of the price of the games, I will be buying these later on. I probably won't be able to get them all this year, so I'll maybe buy 2 of them and then get the rest when they come down in price. But anyway, the games I'm looking forward to the most. First one is Mafia 3, without a doubt. Really looking forward to Mafia 3. I'm a big fan of the second game. Didn't so much like the first one on the original Xbox and PS2, I thought it was okay, but the second one on PS3 and Xbox 360, absolutely love that game. I had a lot of fun playing that. It's a really good, if you never played it, it's a GTA style game, only you don't have the freedom. It's very much a linear story, so I mean you can still drive around, but it's limited on number 2 as to the exploration like GTA is. But it's a really good story, number 2. It's all about a guy called Vito, and it's all about the mafia, obviously. And I can't remember what year it was set in, the second one. It was the 50s or 60s, I can't remember, probably the 60s. It's been a while since probably been a couple of years since I played it. But I really enjoyed it. And Mafia 3, everything I've seen so far, and they're setting it in a place called New Bordeaux, which is essentially New Orleans or New Orleans. Never too sure how you say that correctly. I have got a friend on YouTube who lives there, so if you could tell me, that'd be helpful if you're watching this. But yeah, it looks really cool. Is it Lincoln Clay, I believe, is the lead character in this one. He's like a Vietnam vet coming home, the usual kind of thing. But so far what I've seen, it looks really good, and it's ultra violent. The violence is so over the top, and without doubt, something I'm interested in playing. I've been looking forward to Mafia 3 since it was announced, and every gameplay I've seen has been fantastic. Second is going to be Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Not a game that I had any interest in buying, because the Call of Duty games have gone worse every year. They've gone down and down and down. And after the last 2 in particular, I just had enough and I was sick of playing them. Advanced Warfare was okay, but nothing special. What was the last one? Was it Black Ops 3, wasn't it? I hated that game. I didn't even get through the campaign. It was, you know, for anyone who's never seen my videos, I don't play online multiplayer. I only play campaigns. So that's why I think they've gone down. But Black Ops 3 was terrible. I just couldn't enjoy it. The difficulty was way too high. It felt more like a multiplayer than a single player campaign. It was crap. But after E3 and seeing that space demo they did for Infinite Warfare, I was absolutely blown away. If you watch my video, and I don't even know which press conference, was it the Xbox conference they showed that at? I think it might have been, yeah, I think it was the Xbox conference. My video I made for that, I was really surprised at the time how good it looked, and that it was even a Call of Duty game. I thought it was something completely new. But yeah, they've subsequently put out an 18-minute gameplay video, which is more of a standard Call of Duty storyline where you're on Earth. The game looks amazing, and listening to the people that are making the game and their direction for the game, I know they've done this before with Call of Duty, whether it's Treyarch or it's Infinity Ward or Sledgehammer, whoever's making it, they always, you know, pretend they're trying to add new game elements and make it more interesting and diverse, but it never really comes to it. It's just standard Call of Duty, which is fine. I like that. Don't have a problem with it, but it's gotten boring. It's just the same thing every year, and some are worse than others. But the new one, Infinite Warfare, is actually looking really interesting, so I will be playing that. That's probably going to be one of the ones I won't pay full price for, just in case. It's only an 8-hour campaign, more than likely. They're usually short, aren't they? Next one's Battlefield 1. Another one that's a first-person shooter set in World War 1 this time around. So far what I've seen looks really good. I haven't seen any single-player campaign stuff. It seems to be all multiplayer they're focusing on at the moment. So I'm looking forward to single-player. Graphics, as always with Battlefield, looks absolutely stunning. So yes, very impressed with the look of that game, and I think that'll be one to check out. That'll probably be another wait till it drops in price. Then there was Gears of War 4, which I'm on the fence about a little bit. I really want to play it. It looks beautiful, but the acting is terrible. And I know that Gears of War is pretty much a B-movie game. You know, you don't expect stellar acting and amazing storylines. At least I don't, anyway. But the actors in this one, unlike the previous, well, I've never played Judgment. I will be playing that at some point soon, but I've only played the first 3. The acting was good enough, and it suited the style of the game. Gears of War 4, the actors are crap. They're like old school video game actors. They're not taking it seriously enough, I don't feel. The problem is, as I've said many times before, you play Naughty Dog games, they set the benchmark. It just makes you think, why can't every other developer make games this way? So, yeah. But I mean, so far the demos have been really good. I will play through it. I'm sure it'll be fun. And there was one other game. So we got Mafia 3, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, Battlefield 1, Gears of War 4. Oh yeah, Watch Dogs 2, that was the other game I was interested in. Because I actually like Watch Dogs. The first playthrough, it annoyed the hell out of me. There was loads of bugs and irritating issues with the game. Second playthrough, I actually started liking the story a bit more, enjoyed the gameplay a lot more. To me, the standout thing in Watch Dogs was the gunplay. The gunplay was so well done, it was so fun. This one looks completely different, new character, a lot of parkour. Not entirely sure if I'm going to enjoy it as much as the first one, but so far, looks really nice. So yeah, those are the games I'm most looking forward to this year anyway, this fall. Next question. Did you have a fun summer? Still having it, and it's ridiculously hot at the moment. I mean, for British weather, to most countries this is nothing, but to us, this is stupid because you don't get any air. We never get a wind, you see, we just get humidity. And if I could tell you how I'm feeling or express how I'm feeling at the moment, I'm sticky and I'm hot and it's just disgusting. It's not nice. So yeah, I had a good summer, just not with the weather. I'll be glad when winter comes because that's my favourite time, because then it all cools down. I can control my body temperature and a better atmosphere as well. What do you want to accomplish between now and a year's time? That is a great question. I'll be absolutely honest, I don't know at this point. There's things I need to do, but I don't know how I'm going to do them. And it's interesting because I watched my mate James in Canada today, youtubasaurus, who's been around, I think, since I started in 2009. I'm sure I've been watching him that long. A really nice guy, lives over in Canada, as I say. And he put up a 4-part video today. Really interesting and worth watching, where he's talking about his life changes at the moment, what he's doing and the things he wants to achieve. And it really struck home with me because it made me think about the way I'm leading my life. And as you know, I've sold a lot of stuff in the retro gaming recently, and a lot of things have been changing over the last couple of years, and I want to advance my life. I just don't know how to. I don't know where to start. I'm on my own. I have no one to turn to advise me what to do, so I just don't know. I just don't understand how people become successful the way they are. And that doesn't necessarily mean like earning £1 million, just to even earn like 25 grand a year, which apparently is the UK average, which is bollocks as far as I'm concerned. I don't believe that, but that's what they claim. To even earn that kind of wage, I've never been able to earn that kind of wage. I would like to earn that kind of wage, it would be fantastic. I just don't know how to get to that level. I don't know what I want to do in my life. That's the problem I've always had. I don't know. If I had something to focus on, I know the person I am, the kind of person, the personality I have, I would focus on it and I would do it until I reach my goal. I just don't know how to get there. I don't know what I want to do. In my life, I'm stuck. I'm an office worker. That's all I do. Admin. And it's easy when you're doing those jobs to just get stuck in a rut, like I did at my previous job years back before I left Birmingham. I was there for nearly 11 years, and I loved the job. I loved the people I worked with. It was a fantastic place to work. It truly was. I'm not just saying that because I'm on camera and someone might see me. I truly enjoyed working there. I made a lot of great friends, and I had some really good friendships out of that work. But I didn't push myself, and I could have pushed myself, and I got lazy, and I just sat there and just like, it's just a job. Just earn your money, get out of here, enjoy your life. And that's always been my mindset, and it's not the right mindset if you want to be successful. I understand that. So as I got older, I've decided, sort of realised I need to change in that respect. I can't just treat it as work. But I also think, well, life's short. I could die tonight. I might not wake up tomorrow. I know it's grim, but it's true. You could drop dead at any minute. I could drop dead right now. You just don't know. So yeah, you need to live. But it's easier said than done, and that's a true phrase. It really is easier said than done. Anyone can say, oh, you need to do this, but until you can get that right and start moving forward, that's the hardest part of all, to convince yourself that you just need to do it. I said to James in the comments, it's like a lot of people out there, well, some people out there, should I say, have that drive where they go, right, I'm going to do X, and they do it. Nothing gets in the way. They don't think, oh, well, what if A, B, C, or D happens? They just go, I want X, I'm here, I'm going there, and they do it. Whereas I'm one of those people, like I suppose a lot of people are, where I think, I want X, but A, B, C, and D could get in the way of that happening. Or what if I try for X, and then I fail? What happens then? I'm back to square one, where do I go? Whereas, the entrepreneurs and the successful people in the world go, I want X, I'm going for it, and if I fail, so what, I'll start over again. I'll lose all my money, big deal. It's a pain in the ass, but I'll start from scratch. I wish I had that kind of mindset, but I don't. So I don't know. I'll wait and see what happens. I'm not going to put anything down as what I want to do in the next 12 months because I just don't know. Life changes on a dime. It's amazing how life can change. 1 minute you're somewhere in life, next 24 hours your life is completely flipped upside down and you think, what the hell happened? So, that can be positive or negative, you just don't know. Christ, that was a long answer, wasn't it? Okay. What do you want to accomplish was the last one. Did you complete Sonic the Hedgehog yet? No, I'm still trying. I'm really still stuck on that labyrinth zone. I can't beat Robotnik. I just can't do it. I'm trying and I am getting better at the game, and I'm finding now as well that I am improving in terms of just getting to the labyrinth zone. It used to be a challenge to get there. Now I can just fly through the first couple of levels. I do have to watch myself because I tend to get too confident and I speed through the bits where you're supposed to platform properly, and I tend to just make silly mistakes and lose my rings and get killed a lot, and then I waste my lives, and then of course I get to Labyrinth, I get to Robotnik, I've got no continues, got no lives, and I'm screwed, and then you have to reboot the game. But no, I'm going to stick with it. I've got to do it by the end of the year. I think that's the plan, hopefully. Speaking of which, what is your favourite Sega game? Well, I've not played enough Mega Drive and Master System and Saturn and Dreamcast, to be quite honest. But from what I have played, I mean, do you mean like just any game that's released on all of those systems, or do you mean an actual game made by Sega? So that's going to be tougher for me because I don't know a lot of the games that Sega have made. I don't know, I'm not massive on knowing all of the developers and who developed what. So I would have to, if I just go by platform, that's the easiest way. Probably Bare Knuckle, Streets of Rage, because they're absolutely amazing games. All three of them are great. The first one's my personal favourite. Always enjoyed that game. Second one is amazing though. Other than that, like Outrun, I love Outrun. What else there? On the Dreamcast, they had Crazy Taxi. I don't know who developed Crazy Taxi, but I used to love playing that on my Dreamcast when it came out. I used to play that to death back in the day. What is your favourite zombie movie? That's a toss-up. Yeah, I'd say it's a toss-up between Shaun of the Dead and the Zack Snyder Dawn of the Dead remake, because I really liked that remake. I watched that at the cinema and it was fantastic. I've got it on DVD. I should really get that on Blu-ray by now. But yeah, that's an incredible movie. But I think they probably fit the mold for both, don't they? Because you've got the serious with the Dawn of the Dead, and then you've got Shaun of the Dead where it's just taking the piss, which is an amazing film. So yeah, so I can't pick one. I'll probably pick both of those. Do you ever intend to rebuy a Super Nintendo in just a few games? I see that you have Star Fox. Yeah, so since my SNES Life video, I've had a lot of time to think, and I've read the comments from you guys, which has been really helpful actually. And of course, I've still got the Mega Drive, the Japanese Mega Drive. I couldn't sell it. I tried to. No one wanted it. I wasn't willing to drop the price because it was a fair price. So I did put best offer on though. To be fair, I got to a point where I wanted to get rid of it, so I put that on. Still no offers. Had people watching it. No one was interested, so screw it. I'm keeping it. So I've got a couple of games back there. As for the Super Nintendo, yes, I am going to buy one in the future. And after thinking about it and after reading the comments, I had a great comment from Razmatazraz. Nice bloke he is as well, by the way. And Raz says, if you just want to play games retro, you don't want to collect anymore, then just go loose cart. And I thought, that's certainly an option. It's not something I've ever been comfortable with. I'll be completely honest. I'm a little bit elitist in collecting in that respect. I've always felt like if you're going to collect, if you can afford to do it, obviously, money is more important than anything else. But if you've got the money to do it, boxed and complete is the way to go, because that's how the games were originally sold. They were packaged that way. So to have the box, the manual and the game is the most important thing. I've never been to the level of some people where they want, say American SNES, they want the plastic dust cover, they want the plastic bag for the cartridge, they want all of the individual leaflets like Nintendo Power Precautions, etc. That was just a bonus if I got them. I was more interested in just the box, the cart and the manual. But I more thought about it recently, and I looked at pricing as well in America. As you know, I've got Star Fox back there. I was going to go back to just rebuild an American SNES collection, but not the collection I had before. Just literally get games that I will play over and over again, such as Star Fox, the Mario games, Street Fighter Turbo, you know, cutting out Street Fighter 2, World Warrior and Super Street Fighter 2, so I don't play them. I only ever play Turbo and Alpha 2, and being strict like that. But then when I thought about it, financially it makes no sense. You know, it's just going back into that collector mindset again. So if I'm just going to be a player, which is what I've always been, a games player, then player. That sounded weird. So what I'm going to do is take Razzy's advice. Just buy a loose Super Famicom, because that's the cheapest market, and then just buy loose Super Famicom cartridges, because there's such a dramatic difference. Even in the Famicom range, when you look at loose cart to boxed, you know, you can talk 10, 20 quid difference, and with some games you can talk hundreds of pounds difference. So it makes perfect sense. If I'm not going to be doing all that collecting again, I'm just going to buy them loose cart. Now you'll say, yeah, but you've got box Mega Drive games, why don't you buy them loose cart? The only reason being is most of them aren't that expensive. You can get them in really mint condition, and the cartridges themselves are tiny, and I don't think they look that good if you just buy loose cart Japanese Mega Drive. They're cute looking little carts, but at least with the Super Famicom, they're actually a decent size and they look cool. So I just think the Mega Drive cartridges don't look as good if you got them loose cart. But that's the plan. But that will happen when it happens. It can't happen anytime soon. So thank you, mate. Right, next question is from, hope I get this right, I think it's King Luca Gaming. So let me see. Okay, have you ever considered doing full playthrough videos for games rather than the shorter bits of games that I've done? So my general gameplays. Yeah, this is something that Alex Blue-Tonic78 always talks to me about doing the gameplays and getting capture devices and all this, that and the other. And always a weird noisy when I'm doing videos, strange. Yeah, I thought about buying a capture device, and because I want to do playthroughs of some of my favourite last gen games from PS3, Xbox 360 era. Unfortunately, after doing some research, you can't really do playthroughs when you've got a small channel like I have. If you've got a massive channel, like over 100,000 subs, etc., and you've got partnership with, say, Machinima, apparently they do deals with the companies like Sony, Microsoft and Nintendo, and they sort it all out for you so you don't get copyright strikes and there's a fair balance of the money and all that. But yeah, if you're a small channel like me, there's no point, you will get copyright strikes. I'm getting copyright strikes at the moment over pointless videos which I don't understand. I understand why they're doing the copyright strike, I don't understand the benefit to the company. For example, I had a video on my channel from about 6 years ago, and it's just me doing a pickups video, but I've got the radio on in the background, and so Universal Music have put a copyright against that video because there's a Jessie J song being played. That video has about 220 views on it. So what is the benefit? Because they're putting that copyright there to put adverts on the video to make money. You ain't going to make money off a 220 view video that's been up for 6 years, which is not getting any new views. What is the point? You know what I mean? I just don't get why to do that. At least nowadays, YouTube don't just take the video down or give you a strike against your account, which is great. If you just accept it, then they put their ads on and Bob's your uncle. So that's sound. I don't mind that at all. I just can't really see what benefit it has to Universal doing that. But yeah, in terms of playthroughs, I can't really do them. I can only do the normal gameplays. I don't tend to get aggravation. I've had a couple which have had copyright strikes, but for the majority, like the retro stuff, I don't. I think I've had like a handful, maybe, of the retro being copyright striked. Not many. Or copyright notice, because it's not really a strike, is it? The last gen stuff I've had a couple on, but I don't really get as much grief with them. I think it's more if you do a full playthrough, you get aggravation. So unfortunately, I can't. I'd like to, but I can't. Plus, you know, I've got to invest in a capture and all that as well. Right, next one's from LFC Gamer. What has been your best and worst experiences with eBay? That's tough. Worst experience is a video on my channel. Just a bit of a plug. So if you want to check that one out, worst packaging that was. It was a guy sent, I think it was a game. I don't know if it was a DVD game or what it was, but he sent it, it's been so long. He sent it in a black bag, wrapped in black bag. Terrible. I've had plenty of bad experiences with people on eBay, whether it be buying from them or selling. As a seller, I sold an NES once. The guy bought it off me. I packaged it well, like I always do. Loads of bubble wrap, stuck it in a box, padded the box, taped the box to hell, make sure it couldn't get damaged. He claimed it was damaged when it arrived, which I knew it wasn't. Me being naive at the time, didn't ask him for photographs. Big mistake. You should always do that when you sell stuff and they claim it's knackered. And of course he, you know, put a claim in eBay. I had to refund him. I put a claim in by Parcel Force, which he agreed to get the money refunded. Unfortunately, Parcel Force is crap, because all they do is they send a form out to him that he has to fill out and explain what's wrong, and when they get that back, they then issue a refund. But if he doesn't fill it out, they don't issue a refund. So of course he didn't, because he was lying, and therefore, in fact, I gave him a partial refund, but it was quite a substantial amount of the money that went back to him. So yeah, that really pissed me off, that did. But you know, I don't do that anymore. If anybody says there's a problem, I get them to send me photographs and I do it properly, and I go for eBay and do it all right. Good experiences. I've had loads. I've had some really great sellers. I mean, even recently, I bought a film recently, and what did I buy now? I bought a film anyway. Oh yeah, that was it, Spectre, which I spoke about in my previous, was it Snes Life video? Might have been. No, Blu-ray collection. In my previous Blu-ray collection video for 2016, I talked about I'd ordered James Bond Spectre. I literally ordered it at the end of the day, like early evening, and it arrived next morning from an eBay seller. And I was like, how is that even possible? Under 12 hours, that's incredible delivery. So yeah, those kind of experiences are always something that bolster any negative you get on eBay, I think. And if you travel back in time to 1999, what things would you be doing, e.g. music, gaming or socialising? So 99, I would have been 20, well, my birthday's in September, so I've been 21 for the first part of the year, and then obviously September I turned 22. So in 99 was when I was getting, my dad, I'm pretty sure that's when my dad first got broadband in 99. It was either that or not long after that, I can't remember exactly. I just remember in 1999 was the time when I was listening to Britney Spears, Limp Bizkit, Eminem, Kid Rock, and we used to have a spare box room where my dad would have his PC. And this was back in the days of like 286, 386 PCs, really shit compared to what we got now, so basic. But I used to play a lot of Doom, I used to love that, a lot of shareware stuff. I can't think what the name of that platform was at the same I think it was Id that made it, I'm sure it was. A little bloke with a purple shirt and blonde hair, and it's like side-on platformer, 2D, that was really cool. And Duke Nukem and all those kind of games. I don't know if Duke Nukem came out then, but I remember back in the day that's what I used to play a lot of. So I was always on the PC. I would have been on the chat rooms, the early basic chat rooms, used to do all that, and the messaging services. Yeah, and most of it was a lot of socialising back then. I was 21, so I'm trying to think, yeah, I would have still been hanging out with my mates getting hammered. That was mainly what we used to do back in my teenage years and my early 20s, and in fact most of my 20s were spent like that. Yeah, so I would have been getting drunk quite a lot every weekend, going out, get on the off licence, get a load of beers, a load of alka pops, go to my mate's house, listen to some hip hop, and just get slaughtered basically. That's generally what we used to do. In my early 20s, we were starting to go uptown and stuff a lot more because it was a lot Birmingham city centre, because we just call it town. But that was a lot easier because we had jobs and money then. You know, when we were younger in our teenage years, only one of my friends had a job. He was the only one that came out of school, went straight to work. The rest of us dossed around at college. So yeah, and we had like little jobs here and there. Like I worked in factories on and off, but you know, it was just like agency work, which was bollocks. So yeah, that was generally what I was doing back then. I was doing a bit of agency work here and there and everywhere, getting very drunk all the time. I would have been playing PlayStation as well at that point, because I got a PlayStation 97, which I've got a video for that when I found it in my diary, which was really cool. It's like a whole video promoting my old videos in it, weird. But yeah, that would be mostly what I've been doing: PC gaming, chat rooms, getting drunk, and playing a lot of PlayStation. But yeah, they're pretty good times actually. I wouldn't mind going back to that now. A lot easier times. Alright, next questions are from good mate Nat, Kennedy Breeze. Hello Nat. And first question is, I've always said that while Apple products are often great, their business practices make me not want to buy their products. Do you agree? Yes. I don't know much about what they do in terms of China. I mean, quite frankly, most businesses who deal in China don't, you know, you could say you shouldn't buy from any of them because, you know, Foxconn and stuff, the reputation they've got is not good. But I've just always objected to Apple in terms of like the whole, as they say, the cult of Apple, and the way that people are. I don't like the way that they have this elitist, or at least under Steve Jobs, had an elitist attitude whereby our product is pretty much the same as everybody else's product. It's just a little bit better quality, therefore we can charge like 5 times what everyone else is charging. It always seems a little ludicrous to me. And you know, I don't like the fact that the iPhone, that people have been brainwashed that they have to have a new iPhone every year because there's a slight tweak, like it's got a HDMI output, or they've improved the audio by a little tiny bit. It's just, I don't know, it just always seems quite shit to me. I don't like the way Apple run their company. I don't like their products in terms of the way they're sold. The products that when you use them are alright. I mean, I'll say that with a pinch of salt, because I had a 20 gig iPod when they first came out. It was shit. It had that stupid European thing where they limit the audio and also you don't deafen yourself, which used to really annoy me. And then it crapped out after a year anyway, so it's a right load of bollocks. So I never touched Apple after that. But as I said, the main issue I have with Apple really is their pricing. Their pricing is ridiculous. There is no reason for their products to be as expensive as they are. Somebody's now going to tell me there is, but I don't believe there is. as a layman and somebody who doesn't understand how technology is built, I don't think it's worth the money they charge. Okay, do you own a special edition Monopoly set? I don't own any board games whatsoever. Where is the furthest you have travelled in the world? Scotland. So not very far at all, just to the top of the country, and that's it. What is your favourite breakfast? Well, it depends what I'm doing. Most of the mornings I have cereal, so I'll have, what are they called now? I think they're called fruit wheats or something, I'm not too sure, fruity wheats. They used to be called raisin wheats when I was a kid, they've changed the name of them now. And they're like little shreddy wheat with raisins in them, absolutely amazing. They're my favourite. But I also eat a lot of Weetabix as well because it's good fibre and they taste delicious. But, you know, my favourite thing to do is go downtown because I'm in a seaside town now. There's shitloads of places you can eat because, you know, it's commercialised for the tourists. But there's like loads of cafes and things. There's one in particular called Cafe Gold, which is on the Boulevard in Western Supermare if anyone's ever down here. Quick plug because they're absolutely amazing. They do an amazing breakfast. The best breakfast I've found in Western is the Cafe Gold. There's another cafe a couple of doors down which also does an equally great breakfast, but Cafe Gold, every time I've gone there they knock it out of the park. I'm not being paid by them or anything, but I promoted them on Twitter before because I really like their breakfast. They have a really good size. They have really nice black pudding. If you like black pudding, that's the place to go because it's the nuts. The bacon's great, the sausage is great, the beans are excellent. They don't use Heinz beans, I don't think, because Heinz are shite. They're the worst. So they taste really nice. They do grilled tomato, which is just incredible. Fried bread. They do it all, and it's absolutely fantastic. And the service is great. The customer service is bang on. So yeah, the Cafe Gold on the Boulevard in Western Supermare. If you're ever down here and you want a breakfast, that's the place to go. All right, next up, we've got some questions from Keith Hewitt. So brace yourselves. So cheers, Keith. What is your biggest gaming aspiration? At the moment, to beat Sonic the Hedgehog 1. That's my biggest gaming aspiration. If I can beat Sonic, I'll be a happy bunny at the moment. Yeah, there's nothing else other than that, really. Ever being so close to achieving one of your dreams? No, not that I can think of. No. I haven't, as I've said, I don't really know what I want to do in my life, so I don't have real dreams. So, no, not at the moment. What is the best time to have a gaming session? Whenever you've got some free hours. Usually the weekend for me. I mean, I'm a single bloke, so I can do it whenever I want to. So I can get in a couple of hours at night time in the week, which is good, and then I can just go and play the weekend. And you know, once I've got all my chores out of the way, and all the crap you have to do with life, I just make some time and then just chill out and play for a few hours. But yeah, usually the weekends are the best times. Have you ever been so cross during a gaming session that you threw the controller? Multiple times. I've told the story before when I played Prince of Persia: Forgotten Sands, and the end of that game just gets so frustrating. The controls, you have to use like every button and do so much, and it's just ridiculously complicated. And I ended up just launching it, and I slammed it down, it bounced off the sofa, went flying across the room and hit the wood floor, and I was like, oh shit, my controller. Luckily it wasn't damaged, but yeah, it's happened a few times where I've lost my rag with games. Have you ever been tempted to just play retro games on the Wii Virtual Console, as it has a huge library? I haven't, I'll be honest, I've only ever played on the Wii Virtual Console. I played Mario 3, which I thought looked okay, I didn't think it was that great a port. And Ninja Spirit, which is a PC Engine game it's an arcade game that was put on the PC Engine because that's got the best port. I absolutely love that game. That wasn't too bad a port, it played quite well, didn't look too bad visually. But yeah, as I've said many a time, I'm not a digital gamer. It just never occurs to me to look at digital gaming. I just have no interest. If it's on a disc, I'll buy it. But when it's digital, I never even think to look. Who is your celebrity crush? Mine is Lucy Hale. I have no idea who Lucy Hale is, so I'll have to look her up. I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know what classes as a celebrity now. I think anyone can be a celebrity. Probably still Britney Spears, I'll tell you that. Yeah, can't beat a bit of Britney. You wake up and the year is 2030. What consoles would you have from the ones that you currently know have come out or will come out? Well, that's a bit of a strange one. I would hope, obviously PS4, whichever version they're on at that point, and whatever Xbox is available, I'll have those. I mean, this is like 14 years from now, isn't it? I mean, Christ, that's a long time. Hopefully, fingers crossed, the Nintendo NX, or whatever it ends up being called, is a success. I'm really hoping a lot that that's going to be good. I can't wait to see what that's all about. And yeah, if it's great, I'll own one of those. And yeah, unless a new player comes to town, it's going to be the same, isn't it? It'll be Sony and Microsoft, and if Nintendo's still around, it'll be Nintendo. So all of their systems. Where are we? Right, okay. What is your favourite film of all time? I'll be honest, these kind of questions are always difficult because you can't just pick one. So some of my favourite films, I would say, are going to be Terminator 2, Die Hard. I'd even put Shooter in there, Mark Wahlberg. I've watched that so many times. I love that film. Absolutely brilliant movie. Back to the Future 2. Everything Arnold Schwarzenegger did in the 80s. And I'd say Steven Seagal, but only for Nico, Hard to Kill, Out for Justice, and Marked for Death. Other than that, all these films are shit. And yeah, well, is anything else that really stands out? There's so many films, it's really hard to pick your favourite. Those are some of my favourites anyway. I can't really pick one. Okay, is your new intro, red, green and blue stripes, inspired by the logo of a gaming shop in London called Retro Game Base? It's funny that you made that link, actually, Keith. No, it's not. I'm sure most people know why I picked those colours. It's to represent RGB, which is the best way to display retro game consoles on a CRT TV, which I assume is why Retro Game Base also use that as their logo. And obviously Retro Game Base is an acronym, is RGB. So it makes sense, it's self-explanatory what they're doing it for. So yeah, no, I didn't even consider the fact that they've got that. So sue me for copyright. So cheers, Keith. Right, guys, last question comes from Lee Metters. And Lee asks, right, guys, sorry about that. Bloody 4 gig limit on these phones. So last question, as I said, is from Lee Metters. So thank you, Lee. And Lee's first question is, do you have any interest in the David Brent movie? No, I don't, to be quite honest, mate. I didn't watch The Office when it was on originally, so it doesn't mean anything to me, that character. I found the trailers for the film quite irritating. I like Ricky Gervais, but nah, I won't be watching that one. And are you aware of a YouTuber called Dark Phil? No, I've heard his name before because somebody else asked me that a long time ago, if I remember rightly. It was mentioned, but I've never checked out his content. As far as I'm aware, he's a big YouTuber, and so not somebody I'd ever watch. But no, I haven't. Right, so thank you very much to everyone asking me a question. Really appreciate that, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it's been interesting. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think, of course. And if you do have any more questions for a future video, future Ask Snes, just leave them in the comments below. As always, I'll pick out some questions and answer them for you. So thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.